Welcome back. You're with the Property Show. Time to discuss the smartest project picks in Pune and Navi Mumbai. Our next caller on the line is Sudeep Mandal. Hi Sudeep, how do we help you?
I'm looking for a flat in Pune. My budget is under 50 lakhs and I'm looking for 1 BHK or 2 BHK in Hinjewadi. Okay. And I'm moving back in India in 2017. So, if I get the possession in 2-3 years, I don't mind. So if you got any pre-launch project or any good project at good price, can you suggest me please?
Sure. All right. So Sudeep would like to move in by 2017. He has that much waiting time. Hinjewadi, 50 lakhs.
So Hinjewadi is a micro market where now the weighted average price has gone up to 4,900 rupees a square foot. Although the projects over there vary in price points from 4,500 rupees, but I go as high as 6,500 rupees a square foot or even higher because there is an SEZ over there. We've got an expensive project recommendation which is going to have a golf course also inside the complex. So here can have a good choice between luxury projects and mid-level projects in price points which he can afford because his requirement is of a 1 BHK as such. Inventory overhang, nothing to really worry about. It's on the danger zone though, 24 months, but we like the micro market a lot. So we feel that over a period of time, with markets picking up in the next 1 or 2 years, this figure may come down. Price appreciation has been very good, 16% odd on an annualized basis. The projects that you can consider are the reputed projects, Sovereign by the Sarthi Group. This is trading at 4,700 rupees a square foot. Again, this is literally below the weighted average price of 4,900 rupees. So this project construction is going on and the project will be completed late 2015 or early 2016. Infrastructure of this area is excellent and there are international schools, banks and sports complexes in close vicinity. Then we have Blue Ridge by the Paranjpai schemes. This is more expensive. This is 6,200 rupees a square foot, but still falls very well within your budget. This is expensive due to its SEZ status and golf course is in the project and livability is already there, but it's getting ready in 2017. This particular product of Paranjpai schemes. They've launched new towers here that will be completed. Although the luxury apartments here are coming with all the top amenities and a dedicated 9-hole golf course as I mentioned. Lastly, you have Life Republic Phase 4 by Kolte Patil Developers. This project is actually a part of a 400-acre township and the 4th phase has been launched now. All amenities are there inside the complex and accessibility is very good as the project is only 6 kilometers away from the Mumbai-Pune highway and about 10 kilometers from the Akruti railway station.
So Samir, within Pune, Hinjewadi seems to be the best market for returns, 41% since 2011. Is this just because of the low base or solid end-use demand and also employment creation?
I think it's been a combination of both end-use and investor demand. Right. First of all. Secondly, that people who live in Mumbai and make investments choose Hinjewadi because it's proximity to Mumbai as well. And lastly, Kharadi is also another area that has done very well, equally well because of it also being a good IT hub over there, the Eon IT park, and because of that there has been a lot of traction over there and that's emerged as a luxury market. Now or mid to luxury market, and price points over there I have started touching much higher on a weighted average price scale compared to Hinjewadi. Okay. But Hinjewadi, because it also seems still to be quite affordable compared to other regions in Pune, so it still seems to be quite attractive based on the fact of its proximity to the IT corridor, based on the fact of its being right on the Mumbai-Pune highway, proximity to Mumbai in terms of the highway as such. Also, I feel that this area is not going to have oversupply as such because this area has been being developed over a period of time. So there's not like unlimited amount of units like you see in Noida, for example, coming up, or even if you look at Magarpata city or big large townships like Amanora where you'll have unlimited supply coming up. Hinjewadi does have that advantage that the supply is going to start getting over in at some point in time or the other.
Okay. All right, so Sudeep, the projects that we're recommending, they're all very well located close to the Mumbai-Pune highway and the major employment centers of Hinjewadi, which is the International Tech Park and the Rajiv Gandhi Infotech Park, which house major IT companies. Projects for you to look at: Sovereign by Sarthi Group, Blue Ridge by Paranjipe Schemes, and Life Republic Phase 4 by Kolte Patil Developers. Okay, next, Vijay Pandey has a question for us. Hello, sir. How can we help you?
Actually, I'm looking for a 1 BHK flat in Kalyan or near Dombivli, and my budget is around 35.
Okay, 30 lakhs, Kalyan or Dombivli, looking for a 1 BHK.
Well, what we've done is that we've shortlisted, according to us, a better micro market, Panvel, from an investment point of view. And I think that Panvel would be a micro market which, with the new government coming in, releasing all the infrastructure initiatives that they have plans in mind, is a micro market that will do much better. We were told that that was an area of interest also for Mr. Pandey, so we selected that micro market. Now I don't know where Kalyan is really coming from. But if you were to look at Panvel, the weighted average price is 5,400 rupees a square foot, enough supply, 10,000 units, and 24 months is the inventory overhang. The project recommendations are, but before that, I think it's important to look at the price appreciation. Has been 12% annualized, even though it's been more of an investor driven market. But there has been some kind of traction even then, and there'll be more now that investors will come back into the market. It should start looking even better. The recommendations are Fortune Calypso by Fortune Infra. This is trading at 4,100 rupees a square foot. The construction is in advanced stages. Finishing is going on and will be completed by 2014. The builder is reputed and completed 4 projects in the same location already. Then you have Riverside Park by Moraj Constructions. This is a slightly more expensive project, 5,200 rupees a square foot, available from the resale market, but it's a project that's got ready in 2012, and location is quite premium. It's only 2.5 kilometers from the Panvel junction and the railway station, and 3 kilometers from the Mumbai-Pune express highway. Then you have Greens by Indiabulls. This is trading at 4,800 rupees a square foot. It's a 85-acre township to be delivered in phases. Luxurious apartments located near Somerton railway station and only 1 kilometer from the Mumbai-Pune expressway as such.
Samir, he's looking at this property for end use. From that perspective, Panvel on a livability quotient, how is that going to do?
Now, from my point of view, if you were to look at these projects, some of these projects are large enough townships. So once the possession starts to come by, the developer will ensure that he'll create some kind of social infrastructure around that. So that is going to be a big USP, that you will not be dependent on an outsider, because these developers, if you were to look at Indiabulls, they have 2,500 units coming up, so they'll make sure that there is enough infrastructure, social infrastructure, that they create. Okay. Now, as far as we are concerned, it has been an investor driven market, but slowly you will see traction of end users coming in, and eventually this will become a good integrated township like micro market, where all projects will be much more organized than the unorganized kind of development that one sees in Mumbai.
All right. And you strongly feel that now the focus is going to return to the Navi Mumbai International Airport, given the whole sentiment that the centre is strong on infrastructure projects?
We have very strong hopes that should happen over the next 1 or 2 years. Okay. And if that gets announced, then
are investors on ground getting excited?
Well, there's a lot of euphoria on the ground, but I think the reality is inquiries have started to increase, although transactions are not increasing right now. But having said that, I think the problems have just not gone away. They will take another 1 year to 1.5 years for things to really start looking up.
All right. Okay. So Panvel, clearly the biggest driver is the Navi Mumbai International Airport project. Facing some delays, but many expect that the centre's new thrust on completing infrastructure projects could bring the renewed fervour back into this market. The projects that we recommend: Fortune Calypso by Fortune Infra, Riverside Park by Moraj Constructions, and Greens by Indiabulls. Now, the Bandra Kurla complex, or the BKC, is the most sought-after commercial hub of Mumbai. As a result, office rents in this area are skyrocketing. But that is bad news for the influential diamond bourses located in the BKC, which are struggling with the increasingly high rentals. In fact, if this continues, these diamond businesses may soon be moving out of Mumbai. Ashish Bhatia joins us with the full story.
20 years ago, when the Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority, or MMRDA, offered a 20-acre land for a centralized diamond trading hub at the Bandra Kurla complex, Mumbai's diamond traders leaped at the chance. Historically operating out of South Mumbai's Opera House, these traders felt the need for more space that would enable them to adopt a more corporate style of running the business.
The BKC definitely gave a much better option in terms of location, infrastructure and safety and security related aspects. So I think leaving South Mumbai and choosing BKC was a good move.
The members of the Diamond Exporters Fraternity formed the Bharat Diamond Bourse, or BDB, to make an international trading center for gems and jewellery. From having 700 offices a year ago, today there are nearly 2,500 occupied offices, but the transition has not been without its share of problems. High rentals are becoming a serious concern for these traders. In the last year itself, the prices have more than doubled, from 225 to 250 per square foot to up to 550 to 650 per square foot as per the authorized rates in BDB. Others are renting out at even 750 to 1000 per square foot. Ramesh Bhalani's family has been in the business for over 4 generations. He too had moved his company Ozone Diamonds out from Opera House to the BKC for better prospects. But now he's contemplating shifting base to Surat.
एक तो ये diamond hub है.
It's a diamond hub, hence rates are more. Diamond-related security is more. Demand that prevails supply is not matching up, and these factors add up to higher rentals.
जो लोगों की requirement है, उससे space कम है.
High rentals are not the only problem. Take the case of Dharmanandan Diamonds for instance. The director of the group feels that his 11,000 square feet office is too small to be able to cater to his international clientele. He cannot see his 3,000 crore business being run solely out of the BDB.
If I want to expand in BDB, I don't have space. My neighbors will not sell to me, even if I will pay them high price. So that's a big issue. So right now my requirement, according to my business, I need at least around 50,000 square feet. You cannot have this much big space in the Bharat Diamond Bourse.
Making matters worse is the Surat Diamond Bourse's move to survey the actual number of traders willing to shift base, as they chalk out the space requirement for traders from BDB. Traders spoke exclusively to NDTV about how Surat scores over Mumbai.
Bharat Diamond Bourse में वो 60 to 70,000 square price है.
In Mumbai, the property prices of BDP is 60 to 70,000 monthly rental, and the same thing in Surat is 8,000. So if we invest in Surat, there we can operate in 10 lakhs. The rest of the 90 lakhs we can invest in the business.
90 लाख जो बचता है वो हम business में liquidate कर सकते हैं.
If 90% of the production in the world is in Surat, so I think it's very easy for the manufacturers to sell their diamonds in the Surat.
Experts say urgent steps need to be taken by the BDB to reverse the trend and control the exit of traders.
So far, cut, clarity, color and carats is all that worry the diamond traders. But now, fears and uncertainty loom large of diamond traders having to ditch Mumbai to embrace Surat. Will this happen and how will it impact the diamond business in Mumbai? Only time will tell. With camera person Malika Arjuna and Rakesh Solanki, Ashish Bhatia for NDTV.
Time to take a quick break on the property show, but you stay tuned. Coming up on the other side, top luxury deals in 1 crore in the big city.